So you have all heard it. The Pete Carroll era is officially over, as the Seattle Seahawks and Pete Carroll came to an agreement to mutually part ways. But the good news is, in some ways, I guess, Pete Carroll will still be part of the Seahawks organization in the advisory role. I would imagine he would be part of the talent evaluations and helping John Schneider pick out talent. But before we get into this, hit the like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. So Pete Carroll, out as Seahawks head coach. I will say honestly, I had mixed feelings about him. I really did. There were times where I felt his time expired between the years of about, let's say, 2017 and now. But either way, I will always thank you, Pete Carroll, for helping to bring the Seahawks their first ever Super Bowl championship, along with multiple playoff appearances, 2 Super Bowl appearances, and at least that winning culture that you did bring to Seattle, especially off of the disastrous 2009 Jim Mora season when the Seahawks were not only the oldest team in the NFL, but they were also a really bad team, especially when you had Matt Hasselbeck, who was pretty much in his later days in the NFL, and then Seneca Wallace wasn't working out. And then you had Pete Carroll coming in. He brought in a lot of generational talent like Cam Chancellor. He brought in Marshawn Lynch, brought in Richard Sherman. He helped bring in Russell Wilson. He did a lot for this team. Earl Thomas, don't forget. But there was a time where I felt, I guess the time was reaching its end. And honestly, I thought that they were going to get rid of him after even 2022 or 2021 when they got rid of Russell Wilson. So where do we go from here? And I'm just showing my quick thoughts because hashtag don't quit your day job. I really hope, now this is going to be a test to Jody Allen on how she is going to pick new coaches going forward. It all comes down to that. Reminds me of the time when the 49ers got rid of Jim Harbaugh, and then they replaced him with Jim Tomsula, who was atrocious as a coach, and then they brought in Chip Kelly, who was also a disaster, and that eventually led to getting Kyle Shanahan. So hopefully Jody Allen picks a much better replacement this time around. And some people I'm thinking of, or that could be on the rumors, maybe you look at the Titans coach that just got fired. Maybe you do look at the likes of, maybe you are looking at Dan Quinn from the Cowboys, defensive coordinator of the Cowboys, who was formerly a defensive coordinator for the Seahawks. Or do you maybe try to see if you can get Jim Harbaugh here? And I know that's going to be met with very unpopular opinion because he was well hated by the Seattle fans due to the 49ers-Seahawks rivalry. But at this point, time moved on. You got to move on from that. If anything, Jim Harbaugh did the Seahawks a favor by motivating the Seahawks to beat them up eventually in the NFC Championship game of 2013. But I think it's time that you try to bring someone else like that because he does bring winning culture. He brought winning culture to the 49ers before. He brought winning culture to Michigan and got them the national championship. So I hope going forward, Jody Allen and John Schneider, they work together well to bring in the right head coach of the future. And with Pete Carroll gone, I would question, is this truly a time where the Seahawks may blow it up? Who knows? Or will they try to stay the course with Geno Smith and Drew Lock and with everything we got, DK Metcalf? Or do they just completely just wipe everything clean? Remains to be seen. But I think that's going to do it for me. Those are just my quick thoughts on Pete Carroll. But end of the day, Mr. Pete Carroll, thank you very much for bringing a winning culture to the Seattle Seahawks. Thank you for that Super Bowl back in 2013 to 2014 season. Thank you for everything that you have done. Unfortunately, I just think that time passed on. But if you did enjoy this video, hit that like button, subscribe, hit that notification, and thanks for watching.